Welcome into Actual Play Entertainment Presents Episode 3 of Lover in the Ice, a short scenario for Delta Green published by Arc Dream. My name is Dave and I am the handler, that's what they're called. The just plain old normal dudes rolling dice alongside me tonight are Mike, Joe, and Kurt.
Oh, it's the first honest thing you've called us since we started this pod.
I believe I called you slightly above average humans once.
Well, we know that's
like
not
I said,
true.
First time that you haven't lied.
Well played, well played. I think last week was a little honest too. If everyone remembers what it was. But anyways, it doesn't matter. How is
I
everyone?
remember it being pretty insulting. That's
I
all
thought it was
remember.
distasteful, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're moving on.
It
was
hurt my
perfect.
feelings a bit.
No. How is everybody tonight? Ready to dive back into Delta Green?
Totally.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
We
man.
got to track down some kind of worm monster.
Is it a worm monster or is it a monkey monster?
Let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Where we
Okay, let's
find
do this.
our heroes.
How much semen are on the walls in this?
Oh,
French
man.
space?
Don't even give him an opportunity.
Like a lot,
I
a
don't-
little.
Break out the blacklight and find out.
God.
Redbird, check the walls.
No, he keeps that light firmly tucked in his
I need to
pocket.
know what I'm touching.
If I don't know, then it ain't there.
Just
that-
don't touch nothing.
It's just, yeah, just don't touch nothing. Hilarious. Green box, what was it again? 224? GB224 is what you're investigating.
GN 224, I think it was. Was it GN or?
No, it's GB,
Is
green box,
GB?
not
Redbird.
green Knox.
It's GB.
God damn it, my
Green
notes are
box.
all out of.
Green box 224. As he digs through the rubble and finds the old ammo box with Portuguese lettering on the side that just says military. The metal has been bent and crushed from the inside where thousands of tiny scratch marks can be seen. And that is where we left off.
And do these scratch marks look kind of like the scratch mark that's on Redbird's cheek?
It does indeed. Like this thing
Yeah.
was in this box for however many years, just trying to get out constantly. Also in this storage locker, you found hundreds of yellow legal pads, which seem to contain failed drafts of an unpublished novel called Escaping Ultimaria. It's written by the 1960s literary star Ryan Whitehead. And you also find his tapes of his Amazon notes of what he experienced and his eventual suicide note. Crazy things. But you did learn a lot from those tapes and from his notes. Do you guys want to recap a little bit maybe what you've learned about this creature from the jungle?
He was sent there as like a journalist, right? To
Correct.
report on, I guess, some current political issues there. Is that
It
right?
was basically, yeah, he was sent to report on more or less Ultimaria, basically the town of sex and booze that follows the workers that are basically carving a path through the Amazon rainforest. So he was sent there to report on that and, provide some journalism of the debauchery that goes on. You did learn from those tapes that the creature that was in the ammo box seemed to come from the mouth of someone called Albert Kapchka, who from the notes, it's a friend of this author. And if you remember through the notes, he attacked him right at the end and he ended up cutting it off with a Bowie knife and pushing his friend into the river, who was then devoured by piranhas. And then he jammed this creature in the ammo box and brought it back to America.
What year was that?
It was in the 60s.
So this thing has been alive?
For that long. Going through, you also
Good
find
Lord.
that basically why Delta Green has all this stuff and has these items from this Ryan Whitehead there was a murder-suicide, basically, and it was super suspicious, and eventually Delta Green got word and went in and basically tried to wrap it all up and hide all this weird shit. And it seems like they took heed to the suicide note that said in large letters at the bottom, "Do not open the box." And the box has just been in storage, unopened, for what seems like forever. You know, too, that like over the years, things just could have got lost, misorganized, and this box has just been sitting here unknowing what's in it for years.
It must have been dormant the whole time.
Well, or really busy scratching away at the inside of the thing.
For
So
like 30
did it-
years?
did it bust out, Dave, or did it look like somebody opened it up? Like, did Skip come
It
in
looks
and
like
hear
the
something
tree.
in it and open it up?
No, it looks like it was smashed open and it was in rubble. So what you can figure is that
the
when the tree
tree.
came crashing down and knocked the rubble in, and it crushed part of
Right.
it and broke open the box.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then
You,
Skip
uh,
comes to check it out, and
Well, you guys can discuss that in a little bit. Let's go over a few other things you've learned that could be critical. You guys are smart people. You guys put together too that this thing is from a tropical climate, and where you are right now in Missouri, in the middle of a blizzard, is anything less than tropical. So you know it's going to want to seek out. It wants to be warm. You assume if it's from a tropical climate. If judging from the tapes and what you've read on these legal pads, sex and violence seem to be very dangerous temptations that seem to be confused by those who are affected by this. Almost like this creature makes people almost go back to its animalistic form of just like very basic things.
Like
Sex,
breeding
violence.
and killing.
Yes, exactly. There's also a mention of another creature in the jungle and it was described as having like a hooting sound.
the Amante.
Yeah, you haven't experienced that yet, but that's also in the notes. And it seems like once this dude got back from the Amazon, he was just driven to a life of reclusive madness. Through his notes, everything you can tell that this dude he went insane until this whole murder-suicide thing went down. And Deltrine got involved, wrapped it all up with a tidy little bow to keep it away from everybody. And here we are.
And sorry, that's Ryan Whitehead that
Correct.
slowly went crazy after the incident?
Yep.
And does it look like he sat in this storage locker with the ammo box writing on these legal pads, or is it more like they just brought everything from that case here?
Brought everything from the case here.
Do we remember the creature that escaped Skip's house?
Yes.
The short, sort of humanoid, furry thing. Did it make any hooting noises? Was that an Amante?
You didn't hear anything hit Skip's house?
I think it was probably long gone, right? Since
Yeah.
before we got there, because when we looked at those snow tracks, they were kind of covered in a little bit.
Oh, that's right. We never actually saw it, right? We're just putting that
Yeah.
together from the handprints and the...
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know that it's hairy or looks like a monkey or anything. That's stuff that we've all added since we've been talking about it.
Well, here let's discuss this in character.
Picture it.
Yeah, okay.
Discuss it in character in a little bit, and let's not forget the small detail of Deputy Eli Filigree, hogtied under the tonneau cover of your truck.
Well,
What's the
nah,
he's
what's
been-
the current outside temperature?
It's cold. He's dressed pretty warm, though. If you left him
Cold.
there overnight, he'd eventually die, but you figure he's not in any risk of dying right now. He's got his puffy jacket on and his toque.
no, he
we need
ain't
to
in
take
any
a
risk of
jacket off?
dying, but no, I'll go up and check on him in a minute now. Because he ain't hogtied neither. Now, I got him handcuffed and he's out, but we got to go and take care of him. He's going to need to be full on tied up and gagged in the back of that trunk until we figure out what to do with him. You know, and hopefully we can wrap this up. And if we wrap this up and we leave, then we can just let him stagger his butt back into town and he can explain whatever he wants and we'll be long gone. Everyone's going
Another
to think he's
civilian.
crazy.
Another civilian classified as insane.
Yeah, but at least he'll be alive at least. I mean, the alternative,
Yeah,
you know
that's
the
fine by me.
alternative. Yeah,
Yeah. I know what the alternative is.
yeah. So what do you fellas think is going on here? How do you picture this all going down?
Well, we got to figure out what we're going to do with Deputy Detective out there.
Well, don't worry about it.
And-
Like I said, we'll take care of him. But what do you think actually happened here in this room? Like, how'd this creature get out? It was in the box here?
I think it looks like the way the wall caved in, the box has been cracked open, and the creature has taken it off out of here. The thing that I can't figure out, though, is the two different creatures. There seems to be the one creature, maybe the one that we saw
Mhm.
with
Yep.
Skip, that was in the box, because it scratched your face. That matches the scratches in the box. But we've got notes on this Amante thing.
So
It bred.
So it bred.
Mm.
What do you mean? You think that the other creature came from this creature?
Copulated.
Maybe that's like a larvae stage.
It's not.
Oh,
It's
like-
no larvae. We saw tracks like footprints or handprints or something. Like it was.
But we also, that room that you walked into where Skip's mom was, something hatched out of her chest.
Exactly.
Right, but
That's-
then it left on its own feet or hand feet or whatever the hell it had.
I know what you're saying, Cypher. You're saying that we have the worm creature
Stage
thing,
1.
Stage 1. And then we
Yeah.
have phase 2 that walked out of that house.
Which could be the Amante thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's only 2 stages.
Oh man, I do hope there's only 2 stages. So listen though, like then the creature that got out of the box, I mean it's dead now, right? Like we killed it, whatever that thing was in Skip's goddamn throat. It's dead. Right?
Mhm.
So now we only have to worry about this other thing that got out.
I bet you that the Amante can infect people or lay eggs in people or whatever's going on there and create more worms to spread this thing. If we don't move fast enough, we're going to be dealing with multiples.
I think that's the way of it. Carl, what do you think? You think he's got it right there? I think Jack's got it right?
I think he hit the nail on the head.
You called
The
him?
other
Did you just call him
question
Jack?
Yeah, Jack and Carl.
It's Cypher, not Jack.
Yeah, you don't know him
Right.
by Jack. You know him by Cypher,
I
and
don't
then
know.
whatever the fuck your
How
other
do you
name
know
was.
No,
that?
somebody dropped
Mark
dropped
Thompson.
Jack.
They
At some
dropped it.
point.
I said it in my
in the
I said it
vignette.
in my intro.
Yeah.
in my
In the
vignette,
vignette.
I said Jack.
Yeah.
Well, the only other question is, where is it?
So you know what? I got a notion. I think Filigree might have been in the right track. Because remember, what's funny is he came looking for Skip to help him get into that computer and find out where there might be still power in town, right? Because this creature's going to go wherever there's heat. It needs to be hot. I mean, it came from the goddamn Amazon, right? So we might, and strangely enough, we might want to actually finish what Filigree started and get back to that shack office with FEMA, get into Skip's computer and find out where there's power still in town.
I did that already, Redbird. And Bravo pulls out the papers he printed off from the
That's
dot
right.
matrix printer.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
You printed off a bunch of it.
Clutch.
Pulls the glasses out of his pocket, throws them on, clicks a pen. He just starts scrolling through the data.
Yeah, as you're scrolling through the data, Cypher and Redbird are kind of pacing, and you guys are discussing. You guys remember too, there was frozen vomit outside of the door. When you guys went and checked the door and unlocked it, there was some vomit. And one
Oh, wait,
thing too,
the door of the storage container?
the
or
door of the storage
of the-
container. Someone went
Right.
over to unlock it to see if he could open it that way, and there you noticed there was vomit on the ground. It
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean that someone came from there, but it looks like somebody vomited outside of there. And you also remember too that the tree did take down some security cameras, but you do see that this place does have cameras, and some of them are intact. So it is perhaps possible that find a little something that way.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna start looking around for like a control box or a security room or somewhere where the feed goes.
Okay. Yeah, you
Yeah.
hop out and start walking towards the obvious where the office is.
And
Okay.
hey, Jack, while you're doing that, I'm going to take care of Filigree.
He keeps calling you Jack. You might have to shoot this guy in the fucking head. He knows too much. You're gonna,
It's Mark Thompson.
you're gonna be joining Filigree in that fucking trunk soon.
Hey, I don't know. Standards at Delta Green have slipped. These guys are dropping their names left, right, and center. I can't help it.
Cypher hardly even notices that he's using his real name. He's a little bit squirrely, to be honest. It's been a week. I'm gonna head off on my own looking for the office, but I'm gonna draw my gun and I'm gonna intentionally point it out in front of me so that it doesn't take me minutes to get a shot off.
Smart move.
Good
you
call.
guys are learning. I
Good
like
call.
it.
Good call.
All right, you pull your gun and slowly walk through the snow. It crunches under your feet. You get up to the office. The office, everything looks intact. It's dark in there. There's no obvious power. There's no anything in the door's locked.
Well, let's go home.
Mission over.
I guess that's that then. Trying to think if I have any way to like pick this lock. What's kind of are we just like right in a residential neighborhood?
No, it's a quieter, more of a commercial industrial neighborhood.
And there's lots of snow everywhere, so the sound's kind of muffled.
There's lots of snow, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna pull like a TV guy, shoot right at the above the handle on the door near the locking mechanism, 2 bullets through the door, and it's just gonna swing open
All right.
like nothing.
You flash back to Redbird and Bravo in the container.
Hearing gunshots.
Shit! What the fuck?
You must got another monster, and you guys just run out and start shooting.
I just drop the papers and start booking it.
You go out and you see Cypher shooting the lock off. He's got like a superhero pose or like an action movie pose, and he shoots it off, and you see him go, yeah, to himself as the door
I just
opens.
take my hat off and throw it into the snow. And
Does he do one that's like a behind the back shot where he like puts the gun behind his back and like shoots it that way, or like, between his legs?
He lined it up, and then he went super close to make sure he didn't miss.
actually touch it.
Yeah. Okay, Bravo, you're looking through the evidence. Redbird, anything particular you want to do?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go back to the truck. So Redbird goes back to the truck and he pops the trunk again. He realizes that he can't keep just knocking out filigree, so he's gonna pull out some whatever kind of rope or tape or anything he's got back there to just sort of bundle filigree up, so I don't have to keep knocking him out. And he's just gonna make sure he's all tied up.
You pop the tonneau cover. We said it had a, what is it?
Yeah, it's a tonneau cover over it.
So you pop it up, open it up, and he's there. He doesn't seem to be, his eyes are open, and he's just kind of looking at you. He's not freaking out. He's not doing anything. He looks scared, obviously. He doesn't know what the hell's going on, and you guys have him.
Hey now, filigree. Hey there, buddy. Hey, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Listen, I'm just gonna tie you up.
He tries to say something. He's not yelling, but he's like,
shush. No. Dude, we're just gonna keep quiet and let me do my job. Okay, I'm just doing my job. That's all I'm doing. Just gonna tie you up here nice and tight. There we are. Cozy like.
He kicks a few times, but eventually he stops. Yep. He realizes that he's like, okay.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm pretty
bucking like a mule. I would too, filigree. Filigree, I'd do it too. But listen, just make this quick for both of us, all right? And listen, when this is all over, and we're gone, you're free to go, my friend. All right. So no harm, no foul. And I don't want to knock you out again. You don't want to be knocked out again. So let's just get this done. And he just ties him up. And
he does like a motion too, like again, like he wants to say something.
Yeah. I know, filigree, but I got no time for anything you got to say. So, all right.
Truer words have never been spoken. I don't have time for this.
Yeah. All right.
There's a jungle monster on the loose, and you're just gonna stay here.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, you tie him up and close it.
Bye.
Bravo. While Cypher and Redbird go off on their way, and you're all alone in the storage locker.
Mm-hmm. I wank one out.
Can't beat him. Join him.
Bravo's been infected.
Yeah, right. Totally. You're going through the data, and you do find an address that you figure is, this is probably a good place to start. It looks like this is close to the Mills house. It's an area where a lot of power is out, but you get an address of 1824 West Ambrosia Street. You figure that's the closest point.
1824 West Ambrosia.
Yes.
Lots of heat and power consumption in this area. Very particular. It's almost like a black hole of sorts.
You think we could cut the power? Oh, I'm not there. Never mind. Carry on, Bravo.
Cypher.
I hear something? No.
Yeah, just more gunshots. Cypher, you go in the office. There's the usual desks, the little business cards. Earl's Rent-A-Space, and looks nice and undisturbed except for the door that is now blown open by you. You find a little closet room in the back where it seems to be where the cameras go in, and there's like the computer little tower that would store all the information and this is the little security room, and you've basically found what you're looking for. No power.
Okay.
There you do find an empty generator, but there's no power. So I suppose your options to get power would be to put gas in a generator or to take the fucking computer with you.
I'm going to take the computer with me. I'm already wearing a backpack. I'll chuck it in my backpack.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's,
Just like a
probably
little
not
computer
huge
tower.
computer tower.
You just tuck it in. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to take it, and I guess I'll do a quick sort of search of anything that looks valuable in the office, but I probably wouldn't expect to find anything really in here. And I'll head back to rendezvous with Bravo, sort of keeping an eye out for jerry cans of gasoline.
Okay, yeah, no, you don't see any jerry cans of gasoline. You and Bravo and Redbird, you guys all kind of meet up at the locker again. Each completed your tasks.
All right.
Bravo, did you figure anything out? Where do you think it's headed?
I think it's going to an address, just a residential address. I've sifted through all this data. It seems like there's tons of energy consumption in this area. It might even be a few houses, but it seems like it's centralized on 1824 West Ambrosia.
Bang, Bravo, good work.
What if we could use that to our advantage? Do you think we'd be able to cut the power to that place, sort of flushing this thing out in a way that we wanted?
I think
I guess
that's
we're gonna have to check out the
terrible
site
idea,
first.
Cypher.
Keep it where we want it.
Keep it where we know it is. I just kind of look at him and turn away. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah, sorry, Jack. I think Carl's got it right here. I think that we've got it
Just
penned
call
up in the
him
house.
Jack.
We just
We call Carl.
Jack and Carl.
we
I've
just
never heard that before.
no. Both of you guys dropped
What?
dropped your first names inside of the first episode. I wrote them both down as soon as you did it. I was
Did-
like, "Oh, this
did
is
it
funny."
Well,
happen?
no wonder they
Did
keep
it-
slipping out of your mouth.
Did it happen during the vignette?
Yeah,
No, it wasn't during vignette.
we'll have to check. We'll have to check the evidence on that. But let's
Carl's.
move on.
I think Carl's got it right. I think we get to that house and we know what's in there and we go in. Well, guns blazing. I hope.
Okay, well, I've got what I think are the security tapes. We can either fill up a generator to watch them here, or we'll take them back to Skip's office and maybe try to plug them in there and see if we can get some data off of these hard drives.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
that could be good. But I think most importantly, you've got them right because we gotta remove all evidence of this. You know,
Yeah, you're right.
We might need to take that box there too. Don't you think?
Well,
I mean, everything else is just the writings of a madman, but the
I know,
box,
but you know what? That just made me think that part of our mission is actually to
inventory,
detail any
everything.
inventory that might be missing from your.
Yeah.
Where was
I
that
think we got
inventory
that.
list?
It's
Where
the
was it?
violent worm monster, isn't it?
Yeah, you find the list. Everything is cataloged and everything is there, with the exception of the worm monster.
Yeah, but we can't just leave this container
There's
open.
Delta Green shit that is just out in the open now, more or less.
Yeah, that's not cool.
All right.
But like you
Cypher
said,
starts cleaning up.
yeah, a lot of it is like legal pads of ramblings and this guy trying to write a book. But there, I would say, like there is some, the suicide note and some other just like evidence that Delta Green has documented things. You might want to take those, but you don't
Yeah.
have to like load up all those legal pads or any shit like that. I don't think.
Can can I do like a roll to see if there's anything like cool?
Interesting.
Like any
Define cool.
Delta Green? I don't know.
Some cool Delta Green
Conspiracy
shit.
theory stuff that gets proven by some sort of evidence that's in this locker?
If you want to make a search roll, make a search roll for me now.
Yes. Oh, 43 over 40. Gotta be kidding me.
Check the box. Yeah, you go through.
Box check.
You do find some other things unrelated to this Ryan Whitehead guy, but you don't really find anything super cool. If you want to take a box of shit with you and go through it later, I'm all
not
for
really.
that. But
You guys think we ought to take this stuff, or should we just burn it up?
Anything that might lead anybody to Delta Green, the rest of it, we should just burn it.
I don't know if we should torch this place. It's just going to draw unnecessary attention to the group. I think we just gather up anything that looks incriminating and bring it with us.
So that's the box, really, hey?
yeah, you'd have
Yeah.
a couple banker boxes worth of shit that you could bring. Throw 'em in
I
the
guess
back
take
of
the
the
car.
car.
Ammo box.
Yeah, okay.
The ammo box, suicide note. Yeah. Okay, you take
right.
everything out there that you figure Delta Green would want you to secure. Leave no evidence of anything. And you guys go back to the truck.
I add the hard drive that was in my backpack to the banker boxes.
Okay. You load it in the back with Eli Filigree.
No, we can't trust that fucker with our evidence.
No, he's fine back there, boys. I got that. I got that guy so trussed up.
You can put it behind the seats while you guys sit three in the truck.
I'm telling you, man, he's like a piggy waiting for a barbecue, and he ain't gonna pull anything apart back there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just throw it in the back.
Throw it in
Yeah.
the back with Eli. Just watches intently.
Yeah. Is he crying?
No, if you want to, you got a good human, don't you?
Me? No.
You want to make a roll for me?
Okay. How is my human so low? Terrible. 35 over 10.
It's your arrogance as a scientist.
That's right. It's my megalomania.
Yeah, it is 100%. It plays well.
My human's really high. Can I try rolling on that and see if I pick up anything?
Sure.
17 under 70.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are loading in, and you watch Eli. He looks scared, obviously, helpless. But there is a part of him that you feel that he is curious. He wants to know who you guys are, what you guys are doing. He's not just sitting there trembling for his life. You figure he's probably a pretty good cop. And there's a part of him that wants to know more. But mostly it's scared and helpless.
Yeah, Filigree, I know, buddy. I can tell by the look in your eye. You just want to know. It's just eating you up inside, but I'm afraid you're not going to know. So get comfy. We're going for a drive.
Get comfy. All right, you guys hop in the truck. Who drives again? That's Cypher, right?
Jack, you driving again?
Who squishes?
Did I drive?
Who squishes in the middle?
Yeah, I'll drive.
That's probably Bravo. Huh?
I'll ride Hump if you want.
It's not like a king cab or
No, it's a
cab?
no, it's not. That'd be less fun.
Regular cab?
Just a two-wheel drive pickup ripping around in the snow.
Ford Ranger. Like the tiniest little truck.
That's a little F1.
Red
It's a little
like in one of
F-150.
those sideways seats
Okay.
in the back.
Oh, yeah.
The rubber
Yeah,
seats
that's
are
hilarious. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's
Barely
go with
fit
little.
some golf clubs. Yeah.
Yeah, little sideways seat.
That's where Bravo is.
Nah,
in the back.
I ain't gonna fit in the back. Sorry, Bravo. That's all yours.
And you can't stretch your legs out back there because we got two bankers boxes in the back.
Yeah,
you
and a
gotta
hard
hunch
drive.
up.
No, you guys got those in the back with old Eli. All right, you guys, where are you guys driving to?
We gotta get.
We got to go back to Skip's office first, don't we?
No, we don't
Wow.
now. We just go right to 1824 West Ambrosia Lane.
Yeah, but
You guys think there's some key information on these security tapes
Not
that I
at all.
found that we should go check
at all,
before we?
Cypher. Think about
Because
it
what are
for
they
2
going to show?
seconds.
Yeah.
We're gonna see.
Maybe what
We're
a
gonna
Monte looks like, perhaps.
Not even close. We're gonna see Skip go to the container. We're gonna see Skip stagger away from the container, something in his throat. He's gonna try to vomit it up, and he's gonna go home.
Yeah, that checks out.
We're not gonna see anything. It's just kind of common sense. Anyways, we going?
All right, let's roll.
Bravo's such a dick.
Yeah, he is a dick.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's great.
Yeah, he is a dick. It's
Any other
fun.
questions? No. Okay.
Where are you
Moving on.
telling? Where
so
are you
s-
telling him to drive you to? That's what it sounds like. Bravo's gonna be like, "You're gonna take me here now, and we shall
I'm in
depart."
the back seat, facing sideways too. Not even looking at them. I'm just looking at my notes. 1824 West Ambrosia, please.
Right away, James.
Here,
right.
let me pull out that city. Wait, my phone's working. I got the map quest up. I'll get us there. You take a left up here on East Ambrosia Lane. Turns into West Ambrosia Lane.
Okay, you guys, you do a little tour through the neighborhood. You have to do a little detouring, some trees down, and some other winter hazards. You pull up to 1824 West Ambrosia Street. You pull up to an older style house, like century old probably, judging by it. It's got a facade and a big, huge grand porch that kind of wraps around the front of the house. It's a pretty big house compared to some of the other houses in the neighborhood. It looks like it has The drive goes down the side and then to the back. Looks like it's got a pretty big backyard from where you can see.
Whoa, sorry, what time of day is it? Did I miss that?
Oh, that's a
Gotta
good
be
question.
Evening by now, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, it would
I
be
think
starting.
we were doing.
Yeah, it's starting to get dark. You're getting into like supper time, into a little start into the evening.
Okay.
You pull up to the house. You can see other houses in the neighborhood still without power. This seems to be one of the only ones that you can see, just like scanning the block, that has lights on.
Is one of the only ones, or is the only one?
Is the only one. I'll be more specific.
Okay.
Is the only one with lights on.
And how about the driveway? Any vehicles in the driveway, and any tire tracks? Did someone recently drive into the driveway?
You see some tracks that are probably a day old. It looks like it's been tracked and then snowed on, but it goes down the side and then into the back. So you figure that there's probably like a little parking area behind the house.
Well,
Any heavy metal music playing inside?
You hear nothing.
It'd be pretty amazing if that creature that came out of his mother all of a sudden fell in love with heavy metal music. And a few days it was part of this world.
Yeah, I really like this metal.
Strange. I would have assumed that there'd be more lights on in the neighborhood given the power draw to the grid. Fascinating.
you're reading it as that intense, eh, Doc? So this is the place, ain't it? It's in there.
I hope so, but kind of not.
Let's do a little recon walk around the building. Check for tracks. See if there's any like signs of break and entry.
Sounds good. Jack, you want to go left, and I'll go right. Bravo, you want to come with either of us, or you want to stay here at the truck?
I think I'm going to stay with Cypher, that's for sure.
Okay, we'll go right.
Okay, I'll go left. We'll meet around back of the house.
All right, to the left, we'll go with Redbird. The left is the non-driveway side. You're walking down, there's snow piled. You figure it's probably just like lawn underneath, but you're going between the house and the fence. You don't see any tracks. Nothing looks disturbed. As you go along the side of the house, you come to a kitchen. Looks like a kitchen window that you can peek in.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Can I see and look in some windows too? Yeah.
Yeah, you look in the window and it looks like a kitchen. One thing, you scan to the right, you see like the stove and the fridge. There's a door on the far side of the kitchen. Looks like a closet door, maybe leads into a pantry. It's a big like bay window, so it's got 3 windows, one on each side. You know what I mean? You're looking in the first one, then there's one in the center, then one on the other side. You see on the ground 3 dog dishes and a water bowl, so you figure pets. No animal that you can see. You see nothing, no people, no animals, no anything. Lights on.
So this assumes that like my face is right up to the window and looking in the window, like I
I
can
would
even
picture
look
you're
down onto
even
the
kind of
floor.
like.
Okay, all right. I
looking
thought
right
I
up.
would stay further back, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. No, I suppose you would approach it with caution, but you don't see anyone. You slowly caution up and you figure you can get to the point where you can just look in. You don't see anyone. Yeah, I wouldn't assume you just walk up and be like, Mer?
Well, no, it raises an interesting point, right? Like, would I go around the house keeping as far from the house as possible, or keeping as close to the house as possible?
Oh,
I think
that's
I
fair.
might actually keep as close to the house as possible.
This side is tight with a
Yeah,
fence.
better sight lines.
You probably
Yeah.
got like
So
probably
I'm
10
just
feet to
squeezing
a
through
fence.
anyways. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to hug the house.
Okay.
And move past all the windows that way. All right, so I saw all that in the kitchen, pantry.
It goes along
dogs.
a flat wall for the first bit with no window. And then when you get to the kitchen, it's kind of a bay window, so it sticks out a bit. And that's the first and only windows you see on this side. Once you get past the kitchen window, then it goes into the backyard. On the right side, Cypher and Bravo. You go up to the foyer and go to the right side, and immediately there's windows. There's 2 windows on the face of the building, and then 2 windows around to the side. The curtains are drawn.
Do these windows look like they're the kind of windows that can open?
Yes.
I'm gonna creep up to the first one so that I kind of can't be seen with my back against the wall, and put my hand up against the window, like where it would open, to see if there's like a warm draft at all.
Oh, interesting. Make a luck roll for me.
An 84.
Okay, they have pretty solid windows. You don't feel any draft.
And they're curtained up, so
Curtained
we can
up.
pass by them.
Yep, curtained up. You do see they're not like complete blackout curtains. You do see light behind them, that there's lights on in the house.
Okay.
You go around to the side, and then you come around the corner where the driveway goes down the side of the house, and there's 2 more windows that look probably into that same room as the other 2, if that makes sense. A big room on the corner.
Yeah. Okay.
You keep going down the wall. There's no windows. Stop me if you're doing anything different.
No, I'm just going to keep creeping along. I assume the curtains were drawn on the other corner of that room as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Bravo's just following Cypher, trying to mimic everything he's doing.
I'm using a special FBI technique to walk quietly in the snow. You can still hear it, but it's a little bit quieter.
Ooh, fancy. Bravo's just trying to emulate you as you walk,
Mhm.
making more noise than he should.
I sort of sneer at him silently when he makes too much noise, just because I'm still bitter about all the comments he made.
I
Just relax, Carl, or
Yeah.
Jack, whichever one you are.
It's Cypher, fucker.
You come around the corner to the back of the house, and you see 3 vehicles parked. There are 2 windows immediately around to the side where Bravo and Cypher are. I figure you guys would come... Well, I guess Redbird would be a little bit behind, checking in the windows. You guys had no windows looking, so I assume you're a tiny bit ahead of them, but not really much. Again, you see 2 windows, curtains drawn, along the back of the house. You see another window a little bit further down. And then near the end of the house where Redbird's going to come around the corner, you see a back door.
Okay.
Before you get to there,
Looking at-
though, there's one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll point out the vehicles, 2 of them are covered in snow, like they haven't been anywhere in a while, and you see a Jeep parked there that looks like it's recently been cleared and driven. That's probably the tracks that you saw come down the side. So one of the vehicles has been driven probably within the last 24 hours, 30 hours maybe.
And does the Jeep look like an official vehicle, like from the government office, or
No, personal
anything
vehicle.
that we would recognize? Okay.
You see 2 shutters that would lead to a basement. They are smashed open, claw marks along the side of the wood, like something ripped its
boys.
way into the basement, into the cellar.
Oh, boys.
Redbird comes around the other corner and meets up with you as you look down it, and you guys make eye contact. So Redbird's at one back of the corner, you 2 are at the other. About a third of the way down, closer to Cypher and Bravo, is the entry into the basement. Closer to Redbird is the back door of the house. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Can I make a search for tracks leading up to this, just in case we can identify them as being similar to the footprint handprints we saw in the house, Skip's
Sure.
house?
Yeah, you can make a roll. It's super hard. Like, there would be... Like, it's been snowing. But you can go ahead and make a roll if you want. Let's see what you got.
Sometimes the snow doesn't get right up to the house. You know, if it has a big eaves
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
overhang or something, it kind of like is a bit thinner.
Ooh, I crit. 22 under 80.
Oh, wow. Okay, you know what? And, well, I think that sounds pretty good, Bravo. A good excuse. With the eve and the direction, the little, the other houses around it, a little microclimate, so the snow hasn't piled quite as much. Redbird, with your critical success, you notice footprints that go from the Jeep to the back door, and no other tracks that way. And then over, as you creep along the house towards where Cypher and Bravo are to get closer to the basement, you do see what would probably be smaller than human tracks, and you think of the handprints by the creature, probably about the same size. The claw marks on the wood and on the side of, like, the framing of where the basement shutter doors would open up. You know what I mean? Or they open up and then you crouch and you go down the stairs.
Yeah.
The creature tracks, they lead down only? Is that what you're seeing, Redbird?
That's how I see it. The creature tracks, look, you can see them right here. See how, almost look like handprints. Like, honestly, it kind of looks like a monkey. I mean, this might be that Amante thing that we read about in those crazy writings. So do you figure it's still down here? Like, is this it? Let's take the safeties off, boys, and go down and finish this job.
You didn't see anything in the house on your side when you came around the corner?
No,
You think we should...
I saw a kitchen. Lights are on. No no people. I did see dog dishes. So presumably there's dogs, but I ain't hearing anything.
Real quiet. This room over here, and I kind of thumb point back over my shoulder behind us.
Yeah, would you say?
This room is huge, and the curtains are drawn all the way around, but the lights are on. Didn't hear a peep.
Right, so that'll be like the big sort of main living area, right? The front entrance
Yeah.
and dining room, maybe. But you didn't see nothing.
Feel like we should go in upstairs first. Got a hunch.
I'm real worried about it escaping out this hole again, man. And then what? And then we're chasing it all over town?
Out into the cold, though? Isn't that the whole... It's trapped down there where the heat are...
That's a good point.
Or upstairs where it's warmer.
He doesn't want to go in the cold.
That's a good point. And I can tell it's a really good point because Bravo actually said it was a good point. And he's generally more in the vein of smashing your ideas all to smithereens, but he likes this one.
That is
so.
true.
That is
And
true.
since
I do
it kind
that.
of looks like this is a storm cellar, which means it's probably not heated or accessed inside the house in any way. So the heat is going to be upstairs.
I don't know about that. I don't know why he'd go in there if it weren't heated, but yeah, sure. You know what, Cypher, you convinced me. Let's check the house, and if it wants to
Most
escape out into
importantly,
the snow, then fuck it.
You've convinced me. So let's go.
All right, where are you
All
going?
right, you first,
You
Bravo.
guys going to the back door?
Never.
Let's go back door. You want to go back door and front door at the same time, or you just want to burst in through the back door here?
No, let's just all go in. Let's stick together here.
All right, let's stick together. Guns up, 90 degrees, straight out. Don't waste any time bringing them up.
Yeah.
You guys go all cop maneuver along the wall with your guns ready to the back
Check your
door.
corners.
The back door is unlocked.
I open it.
You open the door, it swings into a kitchen. Redbird recognizes this. This is where you look through the windows. To your right, there's a little counter area. You see 3 dog dishes and a water bowl for pets. Bay windows. Straight across from you, into the next room, it looks like a dining room. Big dining room table. Everything looks pretty normal there. To your left is where you'd find the stove, the fridge, some more counter space, and another door on your same wall, but out a little bit, like there's a pantry or like a small room. You know what I mean?
Okay. And would that lead to that's the pantry door? So
You don't know,
the
it's
dining
closed.
room is the one with the closed curtains?
Yeah, the windows you
outside?
were looking with are on the other side of the house. But these windows, they would have been on Redbird's side. And I guess I didn't really say much about them, but same thing, curtains closed. Would have just
Okay.
taken a look, couldn't see anything in and bypassed them.
I'm going to move into the kitchen towards the pantry door first.
Okay,
As long as I'm not like obviously exposing myself to some bad angle that I'm going
No.
to be shot from by moving to the pantry.
No, you look
Redbird's
pretty good.
covering him.
you go in pretty safe. Redbird comes in, Bravo pulling up the rear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Cypher, you go over and you hold on to that door. There's no lock even on. You open it and you peek your head in, and it's stairs leading down into the basement.
Oh. Okay, I close that door
The heat,
without making a sound.
again, is blasting in this house.
Okay, is it blasting up out of the basement when I open that pantry door?
You can hear a furnace down there. Yeah, it's warm. The whole house is stinking warm. The furnace is running. It's been on. You look over at the little dial on the wall, cranked full blast.
Okay, I keep the door closed so that when I opened it, I didn't let a whole bunch of light in from the kitchen
Okay.
on purpose, and I just point to the guys that I make a sign with my hands like that goes downstairs.
It does look dark down there, but you see a light switch in that hallway. You figure would be basement lights.
Okay. I'm super curious about the other room with the curtains closed, and I kind of like point to the guys that I'm going to head that way, and I leave that door for a second and try to make my way over to this other room that we haven't seen yet.
Okay, Redbird, Bravo, anything?
No, same thing. We're just going to follow him, but I want to make sure that basement door is closed.
We do the tipped over kitchen chair trick underneath the pantry knob,
Oh, smart.
like prop up the
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, yep, you do that for sure. Make sure nothing comes out. You go into the dining room and you looked pretty undisturbed. Big dining room table. One thing that you gather by looking around young people live here. You think of the town, it's probably university students, rental house. Not a lot of nice art on the wall. The tables, it's all right. You kind of like, as you're looking around the kitchen, boxes of craft dinner, just like your typical, this is students. You guys are smart. You guys picked that up. You come in the dining room, and to the left would be the front foyer. You see the front doors. It opens into a foyer that opens up to 2 stories. And you look up, and there's like a small balcony and some railings. You figure that's, upstairs in the bedroom level. On your side of the foyer is stairs leading up to the second story of the house. As you come around the hallway straight across would be the room that you saw with the curtains closed. And it, from glancing down from where you are, it looks like it's a living room or a den. You see a couch and, some bookshelves.
No signs of dogs.
No sign of anything. The house...
Young people.
The house is super still. You hear nothing.
Just hot air moving around.
Yeah.
Can I make a search roll looking for any signs of
course.
Violence, anything turned over, anything like that, anything subtle?
You can all make a search roll if you all want to take a look around as you're walking through.
I got a 12.
What does it smell like
under
in
80.
here?
It's hot. It's a little musty. It doesn't smell great, but you don't smell anything obvious and terrible. What did you get? Sorry, that Redbird?
Nothing cummy.
No, doesn't smell like that.
Okay, good. I got a 12 under 80.
Anyone else get anything good?
No, I got an 81 over 40.
Okay, you guys are walking through. Cypher's very fixated on the living room. You're following behind him, Redbird, and one thing a piece of art on the wall that would be to your left, like directly opposite the front door, looks misplaced. Something doesn't look right. You go over and you just kind of put your hand on it and kind of shift it and look around, and you see it looks like it was hung there, and it covers a smear of blood on the wall.
Ooh.
Like someone was trying to hide something.
Shit. So I'm tapping the guys on the shoulders.
That's creepy.
And pointing at it and moving it aside so that they see it too.
Everything is spotless except for this one little spot.
Yep.
That's weird. That's really weird.
God, it's satisfying to play a character with a great search roll.
It's like making a D&D character. Okay,
oh my God.
Perception? All right.
Exactly. Give me a super high perception.
Okay, what do you guys... Cypher seems to be leading the train of secret agents through the house. Which way would you go?
I'm going to go up the stairs, but I'm going to really stealth it as I walk up the stairs so that they don't creak in this old house. Do you want me to roll for a stealth check?
Sure. Redbird, bravo.
Is there a thermostat panel? Something that you can
Yeah, it's it's a
change.
dial. When you turn a thermostat.
So each room has one?
Yeah.
Or is it just for the whole house?
No, each area, I would baseboard heater. Actually, no, I said it was a furnace, so it would be vents.
Yeah, to be the whole house.
Yeah, and everything, it's cranked. Yeah. Redbird and Bravo. Cypher starts to go up the stairs. Very stealthy.
thinking
I
about-
think. What'd you roll?
Yeah, I succeeded a 60 under 70.
Ooh,
Wow.
Very quiet as he goes up the
Redbird's
stairs.
not even going to try the stairs. He is so big and clumsy and heavy-footed. He's going to stay and make sure that Jack can get up the stairs quietly.
Bravo's going to try because he thinks he's now FBI after watching Cypher.
He's
fucking
taking
walk in the
notes.
snow. He's like, "Ooh, yeah, I can do this too." And he goes to step on the first stair. And he's like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not ready for this.
Redbird, where did you say you went? Sorry? Are you just standing at the bottom?
I'm just staying at the bottom of the stairs, but I've got my eye on Jack. So as soon as he sort of...
Cypher. Not Jack.
His name is Jack. Okay, fine. Cypher. As soon as Cypher says that he's... as soon as he seems like he's secure up there on the second floor, then I'll follow up. But I don't want to blow it, and my guy
Gotcha.
is so big. Yeah.
Okay.
Just as Cypher's about to get to the top, he hears a creak on the bottom step, and he just snaps his head around and throws a glare at Bravo.
He's just frozen, staring up at him.
Redbird points at
Like
him.
on the landing and as
him.
the stairs split.
Yeah. It's just like literally the first stair. He doesn't even try to keep going.
Bravo is up a stair, Redbird at the bottom. Cypher, you come to the top of the landing. It's like you come up to the landing, it's open to the bottom into the foyer. There is a door to your left that is open, a door straight ahead that is closed, and a door on the other side of the landing, which is also closed. The door to your left, you hear a very quiet, muted sounds a little bit like music, but it's quite muted.
When I hear the sound, I raise one hand over my head and a symbol to the guys, and I point in the direction of the room. Like I heard something. Was that the room that had the door open? You
Yes,
said, or
the door
closed?
open.
That's the open door. I'm going to continue to stealth up, trying to get a sight line into the room.
Okay, you stealth up, and it's your first door as you come up the stairs, and you creep up to the edge. The door opens inward. You take a glance in. You don't see anything. The muted sound is coming in and around to your right. Looking in, it looks like a bedroom. You see some clothes on the ground. Some stuff. It looks like the bedroom of a young female college student.
I peek my head in just a little bit more so that I can see what's in the room.
Okay. Bravo and Redbird. Cypher's up on the landing. What do you guys do?
Redbird, do I go up even though I made the sound, or should I stay here because I won't make any more sounds?
Shh. Redbird shushes him and doesn't know what to do. He's really scared about blowing this, but he doesn't want to leave Cypher on his own up there either. Okay, come on. But we gotta be quiet. We can't blow it for him. Okay? So let's do our best. And I'm gonna take a step onto the stairs. That's a 100 crit fail over 10.
Uh-oh.
We gotta do our best.
Oh, man.
Whatever we do, we can't blow this for Cypher.
Okay, let's
Okay.
go. Let's do
You
it.
take a step and you don't quite get on the stair, and your front foot slips right off, and you crash down on the banister, smash, and then onto the stair, boom, and then just kind of roll onto the landing. This massive crash and bang in the house.
Yeah, just chips a tooth right off the front step of the stairs.
I think I'm
Just
bleeding.
wham, smash.
You got a bit of a split lip. Cypher freezes like these fucking clowns. And you stop. No change to the upstairs. You don't hear any sound, just that
sound.
muted sound that's coming in from the right.
Okay. Does it now that happened and it didn't change, does it sound like it's a radio or something mechanical
Yes,
or
you
something?
figure it's something like that, yep.
Okay. That kind of buoys my confidence a little bit, and I start to make my way into the room looking around now.
Okay, you go into the bedroom of a young female college student. You see some pictures of a, pretty normal college student. You see some pictures, like girls out at a party, doing bungee, just things that a college student would do, pictures of her and her friends. Two people seem to always come up in the pictures. There's a young blonde woman and a young brunette. And they seem to be friends. You see like a little picture, like roomies forever, besties, stuff like that. Looking to the left, where you see a bed, some posters on the wall. You do see some, looks like clay on the ground beside the bed. Clay and paper. It looks like someone doing some really shitty art, basically. Like they're making something. You kind of glance over and it looks like someone was making models and drawing pictures, just doing art over and over and over of this creature with two arms, kind of like a fuzzy, pointed-eared head, and half a torso with this appendage that seems to lead off where the lower half of the body should be.
Okay.
What?
That sounds familiar.
You take a glance at that. To the right, you see a desk and what looks like the source of the noise. And you go over and you see what looks like a webcam video that's playing. You go over and take a closer look. You hear music, like they got some music, and it's an empty scene of like someone set up a webcam in a bedroom looking at a bed. It's not this room, but judging from the trim on the window ledge and the walls and the wallpaper, it's a room in this house.
Interesting.
The video.
Would I be able to tell if it's a second story room if I had to guess?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the same windows in this room. It looks like it's probably the bedroom on the other side.
Okay.
The video loops over and the camera shakes a little bit, and then a blonde girl comes out in front in just underwear, and it's one of the people from the picture. And she gets it set up and she's dancing, woo, like she's having a party. And you see come into frame what looks like a homeless dude. And he gets pushed onto the edge of the bed and he sits down, and there's another girl there, fully clothed. You recognize her from the pictures as well. One of the things like besties forever, that other person. And she puts the man on the bed and she starts to seductively dance over him and starts to straddle him and takes off her clothes while the other girl dances around him like they're partying. This guy's just like, yeah, this looks like a good time. She climbs on top of him and pushes him down on the bed, and she's riding on him. And he sits back up and she takes off her shirt and she's gonna bring his head into motorboat her. And she pulls him by the hair, and you see him, his face turns to oh, what the? And he starts to pull at her hands. And you see her thumbs are in his eyes. He opens his mouth and screams as she snaps her head back, and that same creature comes out of her mouth with the bones and jams its way down down the homeless man's throat. And he just starts clawing at his face and screaming, and the other girl's still dancing yeah. Blood starts to come out of his mouth, and then he goes limp, and this thing is still in his throat, and you see it throbbing and that orange venom moving through the veins. And then the man just goes still, and she lays him down on the bed, and the creature comes back up and it's writhing out of her mouth. And they hug and start to make out, the two girls, and the girl comes over to the camera to stop the video, and you see the creature up close and goes back down her throat as she clicks stop. And then it loops over again and starts replaying the same thing.
Okay.
Can I get a sanity check from you?
Holy
Yeah,
fuck.
of course. That sounds appropriate.
Holy Christ.
Oh my God.
Hard to watch fails to describe what you just saw.
I rolled a 10.
Wow.
Okay. You take one
That's really good.
sanity from the unnatural.
Okay. I'm down to 30 sanity.
Oh man.
From the video, one thing that wasn't entirely clear to me, what did Cypher see? Is there one worm that's being shared sort of amongst them and kind of controlling them all? One came out of the one girl and went into the homeless person and then came back? Or do they each have a worm coming out of their throat?
You only saw a worm coming out of one of their throats, but there's nothing to suggest that other woman doesn't have a worm in her throat.
And the worm that came out of her throat and attacked the homeless man, it did something to him and then it went back into her. It didn't leave her and go into the homeless man. It came back in.
And as she walked over to the camera, you could see those 4 bone needles that are on top. It opens up like a gill, and it's got those 4 bone needles. 2 of them are dripping orange venom, and you see the other 2 have blood on them.
Right. Okay, if I use my FBI deductive reasoning, can I tell from the video exactly which room it would be, across the hall or the next one on the same side of the house? Would I be able to pick out any information so that I know which room I'm going for?
Yeah, I would say, looking at things, the room directly, if you went back out this one, the one directly across the landing is probably the other bedroom. The one to the left looks like a smaller room. You assume it's the bathroom.
Perfect.
What about Redbird and Bravo? What do you guys do? Cypher passed his check, so you didn't hear an audible or anything like that.
Bravo, what do you do while Redbird's laying on the ground getting back up?
I scoff at him as I step over his body to go up the stairs. And I'm going to try to find Cypher, because I'm guessing he kind of went out of view when he went into that room. So I'm just going to go try to find him and explain that we made that noise downstairs and ask what he found.
And Redbird's going to follow him up the stairs.
Okay. You follow him up the
Not even
stairs.
trying to be quiet. So it's like stomp, stomp, stomp.
And you guys go into the
Yeah,
bedroom.
They know we're here now if they heard us. Like
Now,
they
Cypher
heard-
hears them coming before they get here, and I meet them in the hallway. And I hold my finger up to my lips to say shh, and I point to the room
Right. Yes, of course.
across the hall, and sort of signaling that like it's on in that room.
Bravo pulls the slide back on his gun. Make sure there's a one in the chamber.
Redbird's gun is pointed out at 90 degrees.
You wait for 10 minutes while Redbird slowly raises his gun.
Bravo's gonna put his back to the wall with his like hand on the knob of the door.
Oh, yeah.
He looks at Cypher.
I nodded him.
He like opens it, just kind of pushes it in.
Okay, the door opens. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. It opens into a bedroom. You see a bookshelf directly ahead of you, but you don't really see anything else. You don't hear anything, nothing like that.
Are the lights on in here?
The lights are on. It's very warm.
I'm gonna do a quick search of the room, see if I see any clay sculptures or traces of blood. Dead homeless person that maybe hatched something from their belly.
You go into the room. To your right, you see paintings all over the wall, just hung up, leaning against the floor. Again, the same as in the other room where those were like clay effigies and models. This is paintings of what is described as that creature. The same thing with the hands that they look like it walks on, with the head with the pointy ears, and the midsection of it where there's no legs or torso, where it's just like a long appendage. And you see when you look closer, that it's needles painted on as well. It looks like the lower half of this creature is one of those fucking worms. You see
So
all sorts
weird.
of pictures taped up on the wall and just like art of painted like tribute. Like whenever, like these girls are obviously infected from what you saw in the video, and they're obsessed with this creature. They're always doing tribute to it, paying homage.
Okay.
You scan the room, and to the left, you see a desk with a webcam that's unplugged, and the webcam is pointed at a bed. And on the bed, you see the corpse of that homeless man laying there, splayed, just like you saw him in the video. Blood soaked all around, not moving.
How old's the blood?
The blood would be dried, but it looks like you're an FBI guy. It looks like it's probably from 24 hours, less than that even.
Can we all go into the room so we can all see this?
If you guys want to follow Cypher in.
Yeah, Redbird will.
Okay, you see the same thing.
Damn, what the hell are all these pictures of?
This whole thing was shot on that webcam, and it's recorded on a laptop in the other room.
You mean you saw this fella get murdered?
Yeah, you should probably come check it out.
Where'd you guys go in the room? Does anyone approach the bed? Did you guys go back in the other room to look at the laptop? I picture you guys kind of like in the doorway looking at things.
I'm going to inspect this body before I leave. What's its belly doing?
As you start to walk over to it, it looks bloated. And you see like it's moving a little bit, like almost like a two-full water balloon or like a water bed.
Oh man. No.
In its midsection, you do see like movement. Like if you were to look at a pregnant woman's belly with a creature or a baby inside of it moving.
Fuck.
Cypher just unloads a clip right into its belly.
Just start fucking shooting.
Yeah, I'm just going to blast it.
If you didn't, I was gonna. Yep.
Okay, you see Cypher
Without any warning.
walk over to the body, gun drawn, and just start.
Boom, boom.
Okay, yeah, you start to
Just a
shoot
whole-
a spray
whole-
of blood, and that orange liquid starts to spray everywhere, and you just keep shooting it, blood draining out, and it stops moving. You just fill it with your whole clip.
Jesus.
Orange. You see
Christ.
orange fluid out of the homeless man's face. Like his face is still, eyes all wide, his mouth wide open. Orange fluid coming out of his mouth. Orange fluid draining out of the bullet holes that you shot him with.
Is he alive?
It was pregnant. Was it pregnant with another one of them creatures?
Not anymore.
Damn.
Cypher reloads immediately, almost robotically.
Redbird's going to check back out into the hall in case the noise draws anyone. Can he make an alertness roll to hear anything?
Yeah, you go out onto the landing, looking down in the foyer, looking around. You hear nothing.
Wow. Okay.
Just your ears echoing from sudden gunshots.
In
Shit.
a small room.
It's just ringing. Bravo wants to see if that guy is still alive. Like, is he
No, you go over. He is very dead.
very dead?
You notice
Okay.
the four puncture wounds, and it looks like two of them are very bruised, like blood was being drawn out, and then the other ones have the orange fluid dripping in. So what you gather from these needles is that it drains blood and injects this orange venom. It's got multiple bite wounds. It's like this thing went to town on him after. And just, but yeah, you figure it was definitely impregnated. And Cypher knows how.
Yeah, I certainly do. If you guys need some more detail, there's a video that we need to collect and bring with us.
If Redbird doesn't hear anything, he's going to go into that other bedroom and watch the video.
Yeah, you go through it's looped and you see the same thing. I need you to make a sanity check as well, please.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Bravo's at the top of the stairs.
28
just
under 57.
watching.
You lose 1 point for unnatural.
Okay.
Going over to those little clay and paper models in the corner, it looks like the same thing. Like someone is just obsessively making this creature over and over and over. And it looks like the same thing. It's got the pointed ears, and the appendage that goes down looks like one of those worms with the needles on the end of it. You see, too, that there's a few clay models of it with no appendage, that it's a nub. And then a few more with it on it.
Guys, we gotta check the rest of the house quick. Well, they know we're here now. We have to hurry.
Yeah,
You're right.
Bravo's right.
Time for
Let's
quiet's
move.
over. Let's move.
Bravo's gonna. Is there another door that's up there?
Yeah, you open it
Upstairs.
up into a bathroom. Undisturbed, normal college students, university students' bathroom.
Okay. Bravo's gonna start moving down the stairs.
Okay, Bravo's going down the stairs.
Cypher collects the laptop, puts it in his backpack,
Oh,
and
smart.
follows Bravo down the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay,
Redbird's right behind Bravo.
okay. You guys are now on the downstairs foyer. To the left goes back into the dining room kitchen area, and to the right goes into somewhere you have not been, which looks like a living room and a den.
Let's clear this floor first, boys. Let's get that living
Yep.
room done.
Yeah. Double
Agreed.
time.
Redbird will take point going into the living room.
You go into the living room, scan it, nothing out of the ordinary. You go take a poke around, nothing looks
Yeah.
undisturbed. There's a den
Okay.
on the other side, which also has a door into it, which looks like it leads into, there's one more small room on this floor.
Okay, Redbird's going to go up to whatever that last door is and kick it open.
Okay, you kick it open and it looks like another bedroom. But this one looks like there was a struggle. Carpet and the walls, bloody. Blood sprayed, blood on the carpet. You see the dresser is overturned and clothes are spilled out all over the floor, and it looks like it's the clothes of a young male. You see some pictures like on the nightstand of another two guys like arm in arm kissing each other on the cheek and stuff like that, and you figure that this is just another college student, a dude's room.
No sign of the dude, though? No body?
No
Just
body.
blood and signs of a struggle?
Yep.
How old's the blood? Can I do I got forensics. Really good forensics.
So what are we on right now? So
I rolled a 35 under 70 forensics.
probably 2 days old.
Okay.
Going back through into the den. Who's got a good spot hidden? See who gets it.
It depends on if we use
not
alertness
so
or
much.
search.
Oh yeah, sorry.
There is no spot hidden.
Search. Sorry, my mistake.
I have a 40 in search.
got an 80 in search.
Of course you do.
You see kind of kicked under, looks like it was probably just dropped, maybe in haste or whatever, but you see a cell phone. And you pick it up, and it looks like it's a cell phone of one of the girls that lives here. It's got like her face. She's doing a little duck face on the front. And you can...
I pocket it for now.
Okay.
Bravo's going to walk over to the thermostat and he's going to turn it off. Fuck this thing.
Let it be cold.
Cypher asks Redbird if he thinks he might be able to get that phone open. Just curious.
I don't know. Let me see. What kind of phone is it? 2010 iPhone 5 or?
Nah, they're poor. It's a shittier phone. You can get into it and open it up.
Is it like a flip phone still?
Sure.
No.
Whatever.
Smartphone by then? I don't know. Sure.
Yeah,
right.
you can get into it pretty easy.
Okay. All right.
It looks like the phone of one of the ladies that live upstairs. There are a couple things of note on it. You see 2 recent text conversations. One's with someone called Chad Bergman,
Mm-hmm.
and then one to someone called Pamela Couture. The Chad Bergman one is recent, earlier even this afternoon. And it's a text thread between him and this girl, and him being like, the party is on, and an address. We've got power. The party's on tonight, and talking about today.
Which address is it? It's not this address.
No, it's to a dorm house on university grounds. It's a text thread about basically this dude throwing a party and how she can't wait to come tonight and she is looking to get laid. And he's just like, yeah, let's do it. I got the booze, conversation like that. Make sure you bring your roommate too. Oh, don't worry. We like to do things together. Shit like that. Just totally
God.
egging this guy on. And he's just like, yes.
What was the girl's name? Pamela, you said?
No, Pamela is the other text. The 2 girls that live in this house, Tilda and Melody. Pamela, you look in that thread. Another call from earlier this morning. You see a call and a text thread. Pamela seems to be their landlord. And there's a text thread to her landlord. I left you a message. We have some pipes burst in the basement, and we're hoping that you can come over and take a look at them. And then Pamela responding, oh, yeah, no problem. I'll try to make my way over. I got the Jeep. It should make it.
Oh, it's Pamela's Jeep.
Pamela's Jeep.
And basically that, yeah, don't worry, I'll get it fixed today. And referring to today.
Oh, man.
Okay, Pamela's dead in the basement.
You know what I'm suddenly thinking? We need to go, first of all, we need to get down to the basement really quick. But I'm also thinking we laughed at Cypher for wanting to watch those CCTV videos. I think we maybe should have watched them. What if Skip didn't go there alone? What if he was with one of these college girls or something? Because I can't figure out how everyone seems to have one of these worms inside of them. It's one thing for
someone
Skip
with
to have
such a
one.
high forensics. I thought you would have realized the importance of evidence a little earlier.
What you can somewhat deduce if you guys have a small conversation, especially after you watch that video, it does look like that worm creature, for all lack of a better term, impregnated that homeless man, and there was something growing inside of it. You flash back to Skip's mom and something that looks like she was a husk. Something was birthed from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looking at the pictures on the wall of what these 2 girls have drawn and sculpted of their god or idol, whatever you want to call it, one of those things is attached to it, and you see some that are nubbed. So perhaps, this worm-like creature impregnated Skip Mill's mom, and then one of these other creatures was birthed from it.
Yeah.
And it has
That's
that
fine.
appendage, and the appendage with the nub, so it's almost like it can give its
So
worm.
maybe the appendage detaches from the monkey.
Into people's
shape.
throats, who then impregnate and create more of these crazy monkeys.
Yeah, because I was like, where would another worm come from? Huh.
Okay, so we got to clear the basement and then
Yeah.
get to this frat party before things get out of control.
Yeah. Yep.
Do we need this video? I happen to have 2 laptops and this computer tower on me. We have a computer data scientist. Should we try to slap something together and watch this video real quick?
Holy shit, Cypher. You're actually thinking now.
Should we clear the
Pulling
basement?
the laptops out.
Yes,
setting
that
it
is-
up.
Should we clear the
Sorry,
basement
that's
first,
what
though,
I'm saying,
guys?
Yes.
And one of them fuckers could be down there right now.
No. Let's take an hour, and I'll set up the computer, and I'll find an HDMI cable somewhere around here, and I'll hook it up to the TV, and then I'll just only be in about an hour.
Oh, I
I
almost missed something. This is crucial. My mistake. On the young girl's phone, there is a third text that you see to someone that it seems like it's another, like a landlord again, so probably Pamela's husband, saying, "Oh, hey, Pamela left some tools here. Do you mind if we drop them off?" And then a response being like, "Oh yeah, no problem. Here's our address. Yeah, come bring them over."
Okay. So they're hunting victims.
Yeah, that part's important. I almost forgot to mention that.
Yeah, right. Because leaving here would
think
we
back
go, I
to-
guess, and check on the landlord or go to the university?
And you think back to, like we talked about before, with the animal brain, reproduction, violence.
Mhm.
Like this creature's mode of
Sustenance
is to breed
and eat.
and eat. So you know there's at least one out there that burst from Skip Mills' mom.
Cypher, I'm thinking that I'm a little nervous about setting up this computer before we go clear the basement. Maybe we should do that first. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'm just a little worried about what we're walking into in the basement. And I feel like there's some important evidence on this video, but you make a good point. Maybe we should just head down there.
Thank goodness you guys are in agreement, because I'm itching to get down there, man. If there's anything down there, we got to blast it straight to hell. And then I hear you about wanting to watch this video. After that, we got to torch this house.
We gotta torch this house. The common theme in Delta Green. We need to burn this place to the ground. I'd like to burn this place to the ground. You know what we need to do, guys? Burn this fucking place to the ground.
Let's burn it all.
You know what solves it? Let me guess. Burning it to the ground.
Unless we want like husks of bodies with,
What's the quickest way to get rid of
aliens
evidence?
in them? Yeah, exactly.
Burn it to the ground. Okay, you guys, you talk about the laptop. You decide to put it away.
Mm-hmm.
You head into the kitchen. The door that you propped with the chair, exactly the same as when you left it.
Perfect.
They pull the chair out, open the door. Redbird will look at
stairs
Cypher and say,
leading down into a dark basement. Light switch right there at the top of the stairs.
Redbird say, you want the honors, or is it my turn?
It's my turn.
All right. Go ahead then.
I head down first. I stealth down the stairs, no creaking.
Light on, light off.
Off.
You got a flashlight?
No, but I'll get Bravo to turn the light on when I get to the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, let's do it.
You need me to roll my stealth?
Yeah, sure.
22 under 70.
That's a crit.
Nice.
Like a fucking ninja.
Special FBI footsteps.
You tiptoe ever so delicately down the stairs. You get to the bottom of the landing. From what you can tell, looking, a little bit of light from the top of the stairs, the basement is more or less empty. It does look like on the far side of the room, you'd find like the furnace and all the mechanical stuff, but it's pretty hard to see.
I look up the stairs and nod at Bravo.
Bravo flips the switch.
The room lights up.
He starts moving down the stairs too.
You come down the stairs. You look straight ahead. You see the furnace. You see pipes. You see a lot of the infrastructure that for the house to operate as a house. To the left, you see little bit of stairs. That's where the shutters are that you guys saw outside. In front of the furnace, you see a toolbox and the body of a woman face down on the ground, not moving.
Pamela! I check all the corners of the room and sort of start making my way towards Pamela if it seems obvious that it's just her down
It
here.
more or less is. Redbird, Bravo.
Redbird's clearing the corners and using his search to see if there's anything hiding.
Bravo.
He's just kind of scanning the room from the bottom of the stairs, worried that something's going to come out of a dark corner.
Okay, that's fair. Keeping 6.
Yeah, totally. He's watching Cypher go over to the body. He's watching Redbird searching around. He's kind of taking in the scene with his gun up, surveying.
I have my gun pointed at Pamela as I approach her, and I don't go right up to her. I kind of like get there and do like a circle all the way around her, really sort of
Nice.
checking out all the angles, see if
Nice.
anything looks weird or if her belly's moving.
How's she look, Cypher?
You start to walk up to the body of Pamela and you hear snapping of bones and ligaments. Her body starts to move and you see this hand rip up through her back and another hand, and it rips open. And this
What?
head comes up with pointed ears, no eyes, and just a round mouth with all these teeth. And it lets out
Oh
this
my God.
hoot as it rips out. And we'll see you next time.
Hoot. Oh,
What?
it's the Amante.
No eyes and just a big mouth. That's creepy.
Thank you for listening to another episode from Actual Play Entertainment. Please rate us, review us, and subscribe. If you liked what you just heard, give us 5 stars and tell your friends. If you didn't like it, then tell your enemies. You'll show them. And for more information and content, visit actualplayentertainment.com.
Hey, I'm role playing here.